Hey, welcome everyone to Online Seller UK podcast. This afternoon we have Ray from Philadelphia, USA, and talking to us about this new Amazon review widget that he's developed. Hello, Ray.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, cool. So why don't you introduce yourself, Ray, and then we can start talking.
Sure. My name is Ray. I'm from Philadelphia. I run a 3PL Amazon prep logistics company here in Philadelphia. We service quite a bit of international Amazon sellers. Actually, most of our client base is international versus within the U.S. We are also Amazon sellers ourselves.
Yeah.
We run a seven-figure business. We've been running an Amazon store for about 3 years now. Pretty
Wow.
successful. And we just taken the knowledge that we know of how to deal with Amazon and the logistics end, how to save money on storage, and all of those difficulties that sellers have managing their inventory, and we kind of brought some of that stuff in house.
Excellent. So, so I discovered this review widget that possibly it was in LinkedIn that you guys have. So, why don't you talk me through a little bit changes that Amazon doing, and then how you came across this tool and why you developed these tools?
Right. So if you go back around July of this year, Amazon started to change their terms of service on API usage, and they started to remove PII data. And that's when a lot of third-party companies that were doing sending out emails on your behalf, that's when they started, sending out. That's when they started removing all this PII data, so you no longer were able to say, "Hey, customer name, here's the information," and try to ask for the review, whether it's negative or positive. Obviously, the terms clearly state that you can't try to move a customer towards one of the other.
Yeah.
And that happened in July. And then shortly after that, around July, I kind of saw the writing on the wall that Amazon does not like the fact that we were already sending emails asking for reviews. So
Yeah.
now, within the last 2 to 3 weeks, Amazon released a new button on the order page requesting a review where they automatically send the email out to the customer. I noticed this feature and I'm like, okay, so this is what they're going after. And then, and again, they also changed their terms of service on email usage and when you can email a customer and when you can't. Right now, they're still allowing you to send one email to the customer requesting feedback.
Yeah.
Right. I would suspect that within the next 2 to 3 months, that's going to be removed. And the only way you're going to be able to request feedback is through this request review button that Amazon has put in on every order. Now, the issue that I have with the way that Amazon implemented the feature is that they implemented the feature on the actual order detail page, which means that if you have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 orders to go through, that's a lot of clicks to go through and a lot of time wasted. Even if you have a VA doing it, you're
Yeah.
still wasting a lot of time to do that, especially if you have to do it every day.
Yes.
So what I ended up doing is as soon as I noticed the feature released, I ended up creating a Chrome extension for ourselves. And at the same time, I had told a couple of my friends and they're like, hey, you should just release the Chrome extension.
Yeah.
Why not? And I'm like, all right, sure. So that's basically, we quickly created a Chrome extension. We brought the request review button from the order detail page into the order list screen,
Okay.
allowing you to request a review quicker. And then we also included another button where if you were it's basically on top of the table of the view, where you can click on that button and it'll automatically submit the reviews for that entire page that you're currently looking at. So if you have 100 orders on that page, it would go through every single order and request a review from every single order. Obviously, we automatically skip anything that was refunded, and we automatically skip anything that was pending. So if it hasn't been delivered yet and it's refunded, we don't initiate a request for a review, just because we feel, and a lot of sellers feel that they wouldn't want to do that anyway.
Okay.
And that's basically it.
Yeah, so so you've obviously trialed this with your own store,
Yes.
and does it work? As in, uh, Does it work in terms of getting some reviews back? Have you had some experience on that?
So I had a couple of my friends who are all pretty big seven-figure sellers as well,
Yeah.
and they all tried this, and within we started talking about the data within like 2 or 3 weeks after the plugin was released, and
Yeah.
some of them weren't seeing an increase at all as far as reviews,
Mm.
but there were quite a few who were seeing a 25% increase in reviews from
Wow.
not using the new, not just it's not necessarily about the tool, it's just
Yeah.
about the Amazon feature, right? The tool just makes the feature easy to use,
I'm sure.
um, but they were seeing a 25% increase in reviews by using this new request review feature that Amazon released.
Hmm. Now that's a good figure
Pretty
to
good.
talk at. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we all know how difficult it is to get the review, so I think that's pretty awesome. So, um, yeah, is there anything else you want to add to with regards to this, best uses of these tools or anything as such?
Right. So just the same exact way that we already have a best usage on when to send out an email and when to request a review
Yeah.
is exactly the same way that you would utilize this tool. You would assume, and I'm still trying to get data back from everyone that's using the tool as far as how long Amazon actually takes to send the review after you click the button.
Yeah.
Is it an instant thing or is it something that is timed? Like that's where it's still a little bit unknown right now. We just have to assume that the email gets sent out instantly, and if we assume that, then we would basically treat it just like we were doing our own emails, right? So normally you want to send out a request review email 5 days after the customer has received the product, so they
Right.
have some time to actually test it. And
Yeah.
if you wait too long, then the customer already forgot about who you are and what the product is,
Mhm.
and you're not going to get your best ROI out of it.
Yeah, that's cool. So there is already, I think there is a limitations that the order has to be between 4 and 30 days before you request the review anyway.
Right.
Um,
It's 4 and 30 days of delivered.
Delivered, right? And do you think that you would increase a feature to say, okay, schedule it after 13 days, 14 days, and something around like
So,
so?
yeah. So we're actually looking into the ability to do scheduling with Chrome extensions. So
Okay.
the issue with Chrome extensions is obviously it runs in your browser. So if you're not logged in your browser, or you logged into your computer, then it's
Yeah.
not going to run.
Hmm.
So we're looking into something where, okay, maybe it'll automatically schedule the orders that need to be requested for that particular day. And if you happen not to be on your browser that day, it would just queue it up for the next day. But
Wow.
eventually it'll send them all out. So we're kind of working on that scheduling feature now.
Okay, cool. And does it work in USA, UK, and all the Amazon accounts?
It works on, so far I tested everywhere in EU, and it was tested in Mexico, Canada, US,
Yeah.
Australia. The only one, um, so the only one that I have not been able to test yet is Japan.
Oh, okay.
I did hear from some people that do have Japan accounts, and they said that it was working,
Okay.
but I haven't personally tested it myself, so I
Oh,
can't
okay.
really guarantee that it's going to work.
All right. Okay. So we've got some friends here in the UK who specialize in Amazon Japan. I'll speak with the friend. Speak with them and see if we
Sure.
can get any feedback
Awesome.
on that. So okay. So lastly, we've talked all things about the tools, but we have not talked about where to find it and what sort of pricing it is. So if you could shed some light on that, that'll be good.
Sure. So the tool is available on the Chrome Web Store.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go to the Chrome Web Store and then just search for Amazon Quick Request Review.
Okay.
It's by FBAPreplogistics.
Mm-hmm.
And the tool itself, the basic version is $7.99. It's a
Mm-hmm.
one-time fee. And then if you wanted the more advanced features like the bulk request per page, eventually the scheduling, that's going to be for $9.99 a month.
Okay.
Um, right now, I'm still sort of playing around with the pricing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't expect it to be any higher than what I just said today,
Okay.
If anything, I'm probably going to start lowering the price.
Right. I think it's a very competitive price. There are lots of other tools out there which is quite expensive. So it's cool. So I think that's it really. So thank you, Ray, for your time today. And it's
Okay.
been really helpful, hearing about your tool. And I'm sure the audience will benefit a lot from it. We will put a link to the tools on the video and the blog post we create so people can just jump into the tool. So thanks a
Awesome.
lot, Ray. All the
All right.
best.
Thank you.
Thank you.